Hello guys and welcome, it is that SRB2 Dude here today bringing you yet another Splatoon 3 video. I love to say that, jeez. Now you guys already know that we had this really cool new Splatoon 3 trailer that was shown in the Nintendo Direct quite recently. And one thing's for sure is that we got a little bit of a more in-depth look of some of the weapons within the game. Well, maybe not so like in-depth, but a basic idea of how some of the weapons will work in Splatoon 3. One of the weapons that has taken pretty much everyone by storm is the charges. There seems to be something a little different about them, and it's interesting because it's something that has never happened before. It seems like the Splatoon 3 charges do not wield a laser sight. Throughout the entire trailer, when you see a charger building up a shot to shoot, it does not seem like at any point where we see the charger having a laser. Now, there are many questions that could be asked, like, what if they just didn't add it in the game yet? Which would honestly be the easiest one. But would they not already include a feature of a weapon that was already in the previous game and make sure that they have it ready for this game specifically? They made sure to do it in the Splatoon 1 trailer and Splatoon 2 trailer, so why not this one? It's been present in every single Splatoon trailer besides the Splatoon 3 one. Me saying it like that sounds like there's been like 50 trailers of Splatoon, but you know what I mean. Also, I want to mention at this point of the trailer, it seems that the charger, when building up a shot, has an extremely large glow. And I don't think that they put that in randomly. I assume that they've put that in just to make sure that charges can actually be seen. This possibly could be a replacement of the actual laser sight. So in this video, I want to go through how this would actually change the game of Splatoon if charges don't have a laser at all. Is this just a huge buff to the weapon, or is it just a huge nerf? So let's get into it. So the things I feel like we should look at is what are the good things that could come out with a charger not having a laser? And not gonna lie, there's quite a lot of good things. First thing is the general combat. If you're a charger main, you would know that when you're building up a shot and the laser is basically pointing at your enemy, and of course if you do it very blatantly, some of the common things that would happen to your target is that they will start moving extremely frantically. It doesn't matter if they're looking away from you, it doesn't matter if they're looking on the side of you, it doesn't matter if they're looking in front of you. Any sort of direction where that target sees your laser, they're going to start moving frantically so that they can make sure to avoid getting sniped by you. This for a charger player is extremely annoying. So the workaround is making sure that your laser sight doesn't shine so blatantly around your target. So you would either aim towards the floor and then drag the shot up, or point away from the target that you're looking at and then drag the fully charged shot towards your enemy. With a charger not having a laser, that basically excludes that entire bit of combat. Going off from what we've seen right now, I'd assume when you are playing as a charger, all you would have to do is simply bring your crosshair onto the person that you're trying to snipe, and you can do it as blatantly as you want because there's no laser shining around your target. This in general is an extremely huge buff for a charger because they don't have to do anything extra in order just to snipe the target. They just need to point and shoot. Given that the charger has this huge glow around you now, for the enemy team, in order to avoid being sniped by you, they need to be facing towards you so that they know there's a charger sniping in front of them, because I'm just saying that glow is huge. On the topic of avoiding a charger shot, another great thing for why not having a laser is going to be so good is that the enemy target is not going to exactly know how far away they need to be to avoid being sniped by you. What I mean by this is that when shining a laser on top of someone, a good player would usually use the initiative to back away as far away as possible to around the end point of the actual charger. This allows the enemy to stand in a safe space where they know that the charger cannot reach at this certain point. And it's generally a thing just to allow the enemy target to identify quicker where they should be standing. So effectively, the laser actually helps the target avoid the charger even more. But if you don't have a laser, then it's either going to be where the target has to guess how far that charger can shoot, or they've labbed super hard in knowing where they can stand and where a charger can't reach them. There basically needs to be some study time for the target in order to know where a charger can shoot or not. Basically another huge W for chargers. One more thing I want to add on is the now stealthy aspect that chargers are going to get while not having a laser. Like I said before, when you shine a laser at somebody, they go frantic and then hide and then try and do everything that they can to just avoid being sniped. But now, not having this laser, a charger can basically move freely around the map and snipe whoever they please while going unnoticed a lot of the time. The only times when they're really going to be noticed is when any enemy target is actually looking at them. As I said before, that glow is huge. But this also goes into my next point. What are the bad things about a charger not having a laser and having the glow change that it has? Not gonna lie, the pros kind of outweigh this one con, because honestly, this one con is not so bad. Is that the glow is huge. As I said before, what does this basically mean is that being able to identify where a charger is when you're facing it is going to be extremely easy. Right side peeking with chargers is not going to matter so much, mainly because that glow is basically going to allow a player to know, oh, there's a charger there right side peeking, and it's going to be extremely obvious if a charger is right side peeking behind a wall. To be honest, it's not the worst thing in the world, because it's not a thing where you don't have cover. Like, you do, you have this huge amount of cover, and it's not a thing where you can instantly be taken down by that. However, it does give the enemy team enough time to prep and understand quickly of where a charger's position is. So peeking behind things may be a little weaker as long as the enemy teammates are not looking at you. So not gonna lie, it should be okay, should be. Honestly, that's the only con. But my thinking is, why did they make this change? Why not keep the laser? Why replace it with this ultra glowing supersonic thing? And honestly, I feel like it's an easy guess due to how good the specials are at dealing with charges. Currently, we know of 6 specials in this game. And quite frankly, there is some way where a charger will be weak to all of them, and I'm going to explain why. Starting with the Trizuka, one of the first specials that we saw. Just like Inkzuka from the first game, this special was basically a super long-range weapon that allowed you to give pressure towards charges on longer range weapons. Let's say if you were a Sploosh Thematic or the Tentatek or anything, it just gave you a much longer range option to deal with those kinds of weapons. So one thing's for sure, Trizuka, I assume would be the same thing. You basically shoot 3 shots of 3 that also have quite the wild range. So this is something that a charger is going to have to be careful of, as they could completely be pummeled by one of these. Next thing is the Zipcaster, which we definitely already know. This is like the ultimate charger counter. This thing is going to allow you to swing from one point of the map to the other. I also have the assumption that the Zipcaster could possibly be sniped. This is something we don't know yet. Maybe the Zipcaster has super armor when it's swinging, but if it's able to be sniped out, then a charger can counter it. But if it's not, or if the charger simply doesn't hit the shot, then the Zipcaster is going to cause a huge amount of pressure to the charger in general. Any short range weapon that wields a Zipcaster, let's say of course the Splash-O-Matic, which was shown in the trailer, a Tri-Slusher, a Luna Blaster, even a Splatter Shot, like any sort of quick firing, high damage weapon is going to make it so easy and will basically be pulling a field day over charges in general. So this is another thing that chargers have to look out for. There's things like Killer Whale 5.1 as well, which is basically an automated stingray. Thank God it's not manual like in Splatoon 2. But this is something that's going to force chargers to move all the time, and they're not going to really be able to use their weapon as they're trying to avoid the laser that's following them around the map. Same like Tentamissiles, which was shown in the first trailer too. We already know in Splatoon 2, Tentamissiles always force chargers to move. It may not be for a long period of time, and sometimes it's not even that effective, but the point is that it's forcing the charger to move, and there could be team play played upon that. One of your teammates could use Tentamissiles on the charger, and another could capitalize on the charger having to move, trying to avoid the Tentamissiles, which shows another situation where charger can be really weak to the special. Of course, the big bubbler is kind of self-explanatory. You just put the bubbler down, the charger can't shoot it, the charger can't do anything to it actually. They just have to wait until the bubbler is down. And of course, the Crab Tank. Genuinely, this probably would be one of the weakest specials that would deal with chargers. But I think it depends on mainly the range of where the charger's standing. If the Crab Tank is basically Splatter Shot pro range near a charger, then not gonna lie, 2 bombs, I think that'll just seal the deal there. The charger's not gonna really be able to do much against that. If the Crab Tank is not in that range and it's like, I guess, further away, what it can do is just ball out. I honestly don't think that the crab tank even takes any damage, mainly because the player is on the tank itself. I feel like the player is the only thing that can take damage, and you practically could be taken out of the tank. Maybe there'll be some interesting situations where the charger will be able to snipe the head of someone wielding the crab tank, or maybe you'll be able to create some weird angles for it to be possible. But simply put, if the tank user is fully aware that they can be hit by a charger in this weird angle, then balling out is basically going to be their play. It might be one of the weakest specials against charger, but in some situations it can be fairly strong and also a good defensive option that will also annoy chargers in general. And honestly, from all of that, that's pretty much where we are with Splatoon 3 chargers. That's if the Splatoon 3 chargers don't have a laser at all. If they don't have lasers, then combat for chargers is going to be extremely fun, basically against anything that isn't using its special right now. But also, chargers have to look out for so many different things now. Not only that they have to look out for other chargers themselves, they have to look out for all these specials that all these other weapons are also wielding. It's a quite interesting concept that the Splatoon devs are probably gonna go with. I genuinely want to see it happen and how players are actually going to adapt to it. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna be the worst thing in the world. I think it's generally just gonna take some getting used to. And not gonna lie, I went through pretty much all the specials that we know of in Splatoon 3 right now. And the way I was describing it seemed like a lot of the Splatoon 3 specials are extremely strong. They definitely seem a lot stronger than the ones in Splatoon 2. And I think it'll be also something very interesting to talk about. But we'll be doing that in another video. Guys, I appreciate you listening to this video and, you know, getting an idea of how Splatoon 3 charges will work in this game. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Splatoon 3 charges having a laser is going to be too strong? Do you think it's going to be too annoying? Do you think charges are going to even have a place in Splatoon 3 with all these strong specials just going ham on them? Let me know in the comment section below. With all that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as I'm going to be uploading a huge amount of Splatoon 3 content. And make sure to follow my Discord channel, which is also in the description below. It's the greatest place to talk about Splatoon 3, and also be notified whenever I go live for a Twitch stream as well. Also, follow me on Twitch, because I stream Splatoon content 5 days a week. With all that being said, guys, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and I shall see you guys in a future video.